So do you also use Zoom to conduct webinars and sessions for your business and Google Chat for internal communication? Then this video is definitely for you. So hello all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect, and in this video we are going to understand how to notify team on Google Chat for Zoom meeting registrants. So I'm running a edutech company and we regularly conduct new webinars and sessions for our company. So now what I want is that as soon as someone registers on Zoom for the webinar or session, automatically my team on Google Chat should be notified about the new registration received. So to do this, we are going to create a connection between Zoom and Google Chat. To create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So I'm going to do all of this so that I can reduce the no-shows of my webinars and sessions. So do you also wish to learn this process step by step? Then let me take you to my computer screen.
Hello everyone, welcome to this tutorial. In this video, we learn how to integrate Zoom with Google Chat to notify your team whenever someone registers for a Zoom meeting. This setup is perfect for team that uses Zoom for webinars or meetings and Google Chat for internal communication. With this automation, your team will receive instant update about new registrants, ensuring everyone stays informed and organized. So let's get started with a simple example. So here you can see that this is the registration page of my webinar. So let's suppose we are going to register for this webinar right over here. So for that, I'm going to enter the details right over here as this. And after entering all of these details, we are going to register for this webinar. Okay, so I'm going to click on this register button. And as soon as I'm going to click on this register button right over here, yes, you can see you have successfully registered. And now what I want is I want to notify my team on Google Chat that we have received a new registration, right? So now I'm going to open my Google Chat and check that if my team is notified about the new registration or not. So I'm going to open my Google Chat right from here. And yes, you can see that my team is right now notified about the new registration. You can see the same details which we entered. You can see the name, the email, the phone, and the session title is also same. So yes, with this we have successfully sent an automated notification, right? So yes, in this video I'm going to show you how you can send real-time notifications on your Google Chat about the new Zoom registrations. So to do this, I have already opened the landing page of Pabbly simply by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. It is very easy. So as soon as we're going to open the landing page of Pabbly, we're going to get two options. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So if you're a new user, you can click on sign up for free and you're going to get 100 of tasks free every month. But over here, I'm an existing user, so I'm going to click on sign in. And as soon as I'm going to click on sign in, it is opening all Pabbly apps. Over here, you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video, we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications, which is Zoom and Google Chat, right? So I'm going to click on access now right over here to access my Pabbly Connect account. And as soon as we're going to click on access now, it is opening my dashboard. And to start with this automation, we are going to click on this button which says create workflow. And now it is asking for the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. Okay, so I want to save the workflow in this folder which is automations. Over here you can see multiple folders which I've already created on my dashboard. If you wish to learn how to create a new folder or a subfolder, you can click on this hyperlink given right over here. Okay, and now it is asking for the workflow name. So I want the workflow name to be how to notify team on Google Chat for Zoom meeting registrant Zoom to Google Chat, and then we're going to click on create. And as soon as we're going to click on create, it is opening the most important window for automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have trigger and action on this. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So by this you can understand that the trigger is the commander for the workflow and actions follow the commands. And as you know that we can have only a single commander but multiple followers. So here we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of our trigger. So by this you can finally understand that the actions are response towards the commands given by our trigger. And in order to start with our automation, we have to select our trigger application. So for my trigger application, I'm going to select it as Zoom right over here. So I'm going to search for Zoom, and as you can see the same, so we're going to select it. And now for the trigger event, we are going to select it as configure webhook. And as soon as we're going to select this, we are going to click on this button which says connect. And after clicking on connect, it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your Zoom triggers account with your Pabbly's workflow, you can click on select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me and click on add a new connection. And now it is asking me for the token. And to get this token, you can see a step-by-step tutorial video given right over here. So you can click on this hyperlink and you're going to find this tutorial video with the help of which you can set up the Zoom trigger. Okay, and over here you can also see some steps. So I'm just going to follow all of these steps and get my token. So it is saying log into your Zoom account, navigate to the left sidebar, admin, advanced, and then app marketplace. Okay, so yes, we are going to follow the same. I'm going to open my my Zoom account right from here. And as you can see that this is my Zoom account. And now from the left side of the bar, we are going to go on admin first. Okay, so first we're going to go on home right from here. And after coming on home, we are going to look for admin. And as you can see, admin right over here. And after coming on admin, we have to go on advanced. Okay, so I'm going to go on advanced and then app marketplace. And as it's going to open this app marketplace right over here, we are going to click on this button which says develop and then build app. And now we have to click on this button which is general app and click on create. And as it's going to click on create right over here, it is asking me for the name of the app. Okay, so first I'm going to rename this app as Google Chat right over here, because this is the integration I want to conduct with Zoom, right? So I'm going to keep it as Google Chat. For me, you can keep it as anything of your choice. Okay, and after renaming this app, we're going to move on forward right over here. Over here you can see the client ID and secret. We don't need this. We are directly going to move on forward. And now it is asking me for the auth redirect URL. Okay, so over here we are going to enter the redirect URL, which is this: https://connect.pabbly.com/callback-url. Don't worry, you are going to get this URL in the description box below. So you can directly copy this URL right from there and paste it right over here. And after pasting this URL right over here, you can see automatically it will be added right over here too. And after adding this right over here, we are going to click on continue. And as soon as we're going to click on continue, yes, you can see that we have successfully received our secret token which we wished for. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this secret token right from here and then we're going to paste it right over here in our workflow. And after pasting this, we are going to click on save. And as soon as we're going to click on save, it is giving me a webhook URL. So we're going to use this same webhook URL in order to create a connection between our Zoom triggers and our Pabbly's workflow. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this webhook URL right from here. Okay, and again we're going to open our app marketplace. We're going to scroll a little down right over here, and as you can see, event subscription. Okay, so you can see that this is switched off, so I'm just going to switch it on. And after switching it on, we are going to click on this button which is add new event subscription. Okay, and after clicking on this button, it is saying choose a method. So I'm going to select it as webhook. It is asking me for the subscription name, so I'm going to keep it as Pabbly test. We are going to move on forward. It is saying events, so over here I'm going to add an event, right? So I'm going to click on add events right over here, and now we're going to search for meetings. So what I want is I want that as soon as a new registration is created, automatically my team on Google Chat should be notified, right? So the event is registration created, so I'm going to look for the same event right over here. And as you can see, meeting registration has been created, so I'm going to select this event and click on done. And as soon as I'm going to click on done, it is saying yes, one event has been added. Okay, and now it is asking for the event notification endpoint URL. So right over here we are going to paste the URL which we copied from our workflow, which is this webhook URL. Okay, so we're going to paste it right over here, and after pasting this, we are going to click on save. And as soon as we're going to click on save, yes, you can see that we have successfully added this event subscription right over here. And now we are going to click on continue. We don't have to change anything directly. We are going to click on continue, and once again continue. And after clicking on this, yes, you can see that we have successfully created a app. And now I have to add this app right over here in my Zoom account, right? For that, I'm going to click on add app now right over here. And as soon as I'm going to click on add app now, it is asking me for some permissions. So what we are going to do is I'm going to give Pabbly all the permissions it is asking for, because my data is secure with Pabbly. You can also click on allow. Pabbly is really safe and your data is also secure with Pabbly. So here we are going to click on this button which says allow. And as soon as we're going to click on allow, yes, you can see it is saying remove app. This means that we have successfully added the app into our Zoom app marketplace, right? So yes, now after adding the app into our Zoom account, I'm going back to my Pabbly's workflow. And now we are going to click on this button which says save and send test request. And as soon as we're going to click on this button, it is saying waiting for response, and in the notes it is saying do a test submission / record. So in order to capture this response and test our connection, we have to do a test submission or record. Okay, so what we are going to do is I'm going to open my Zoom account. We're going to open the meeting we want right over here, and as you can see that this is the meeting, so we are going to go on meetings. And over here, let's suppose I'm going to register for a meeting which is this personal finance and investment strategies. Okay, you can see the registration link. I'm going to copy this registration link right from here and open it in a new tab. And now we're going to register for this session or webinar right over here. So for the first name, I'm going to keep it as dummy, so I'm going to enter it. For the email, I'm going to keep it as user@pabblytudes.com. For the city, we are going to keep it as Indore right over here. And now for the phone number, I'm going to keep it as this. And after entering all of these details, we are going to click on this button which says register. And as soon as we're going to click on register, it is saying you have successfully registered. So yes, with this we have successfully registered, and with this we have successfully did the test submission too. And now what has happened is that Zoom has sent the details of our test submission to our workflow. So I'm going to open my workflow and check that if Pabbly has captured the details or not. And yes, you can see that Pabbly has captured a response A right over here. You can see all the details which has Pabbly captured. You can see the session topic. Okay, we are going to move on forward. You can see the same phone number which we entered, the last name which we entered, the first name which we entered, or you can see the email, the city which we entered, right? So yes, with this we have successfully received the details which we submitted in our test submission, and with this we have successfully completed our trigger step. And now what will happen is that as soon as a new registration is made for any of my sessions or webinars, automatically Pabbly is going to capture the response and trigger this workflow. And now further what I want is I want to notify my team on Google Chat, right, about the new Zoom meeting registrant. So for that I'm going to select my action application as Google Chat, right? So I'm going to search for Google Chat right over here, and as you can see Google Chat, so I'm going to select it. And after selecting my action application, it is asking me for the action event. So here for the action event I'm going to select it as create message and click on connect. And as soon as we're going to click on connect, it is asking me for the chat webhook URL, and to get this webhook URL I'm going to open my space right from here. And as you can see that this is the space I want to send the notifications to, right? So I'm going to select the space name, and over here you can see apps and integrations. So we have to go on this apps and integrations, and then we have to go on this webhooks. And after coming on this webhook, we have to click on this button which says add webhooks. And now after clicking on this button, it is asking me for the name of the webhook. So you can name it as anything. Let's suppose I'm going to keep it as Zoom. And now it is asking for the avatar URL. So if you wish to add an avatar, you can directly add avatar URL right over here, but I don't wish to add so directly I'm going to click on save. And as soon as we're going to click on save, yes, you can see webhook created. Over here you can see a new webhook created, name Zoom. Okay, so I'm going to go on the three dots, and then we're going to copy this webhook URL, and then we're going to paste this webhook URL right over here in our workflow. And after pasting this, it is asking me for the message I want to send, right? So I want the message to be this, which says new Zoom registration alert, a new participant has been registered for the upcoming webinar or session, right? Here are the details: name, email, session title and phone. So right over here we are going to enter the details of our registrant which we received from our Zoom. Right over here in the response you can see the name, email and all the details. We're going to enter the same details right over here, but we are not going to copy paste it or enter it manually, but instead we are going to map it. So you must be wondering what is mapping, right? So mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, our previous step was the trigger step where we selected Zoom as our trigger application. So we are going to map the details from the response of our trigger application only, and as soon as we're going to map these details, automatically my details will turn dynamic and change with every new response received. So with here I'm going to give you an example that it is asking me for the name, right? So let's suppose I'm going to enter the name right over here manually by typing it like this. Then this will not change with every new response received because this is static information and I've entered it manually. But if we're going to map this from the previous response, suppose I'm going to select this name, okay, and we're going to look for name in the previous response, and as you can see the same, the first name we are going to put a space and then the last name. So let's suppose we're going to map this name from the previous response, then this will definitely change because my previous response will also change. So that's why we do mapping right over here to run our workflow in real time. So like we map the name, we are going to map the email too. I'm going to look for email, and as you can see the same, so we're going to map it. We're going to map the session title, right? I'm going to look for the session title, and as you can see the same, so we're going to map it. Over here we are going to map the phone number too. So I'm going to look for the phone number of my participant, and as you can see the same, so we're going to map it. And after completing this message right over here, I'm going to click on this button which says save and send as request. And as soon as we're going to click on save and send as request, yes, you can see that we have received a positive response that we have successfully sent a new message on our Google Chat space. So I'm going to put my Google Chat and check for the new message, and yes, you can see a new message right over here. You can see new Zoom registration alert. You can see the same name, same email, same session title and the phone number which we entered. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our workflow, but I'll just test this workflow once, and this time I'm going to give you a real-time example. So what we are going to do is I'm going to open my meeting information once again, and we're going to do another registration with the new details and check our workflow if it is running in real time or not. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this registration link once again, and we're going to open this in a new tab. Okay, so I'm going to open this right over here, and after opening this we are going to do another test submission. So this time for the first name I'm going to keep it as test, last name as user only, email as test@pablytudes.com. For the city I'm going to keep it as Delhi right over here, and now for the phone number I'm going to keep it as this. And after entering all of these details, once again we are going to click on register, and as soon as we're going to click on register, yes, you can see you have successfully registered. So yes, with this we have successfully did another test submission, and now what has happened is that Zoom has sent the details of a test submission to our workflow. Pabbly captured the response, triggered the workflow, and further sent a notification to our Google Chat space about the new registrant received. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my Google Chat space and check for the new message sent, and this time we are not going back to our workflow and clicking on save and send test request. I'll directly open my Google Google Chat space, and yes, you can see we have received another new message, right? You can see new Zoom registration alert. You can see the name, which is test user, the email, the session title, and the phone number which we entered. So yes, you can notice only the details which we mapped has changed, rest of the details are same, right? So yes, that's why it is important to do mapping right over here to run our workflow in real time. And yes, with this we have successfully completed our workflow too. So now I'll just summarize this workflow for you once. So for the trigger application, we selected Zoom triggers. For the trigger event, we selected configure webhook. For the action application, we selected Google Chat Hangout, and then for the action event, we selected create message, because I wanted that as soon as we receive a new Zoom meeting registrant for any of my webinar or session, automatically my team on Google Chat should be notified about the same. And yes, we were successful with our workflow too. Over here you can see the notifications I sent to my Google Chat space with the help of my workflow during this video. So yes, this was it for the video, and if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. And for your reference, I'll just clone this workflow and share the workflow link in the description box so that you can access my workflow. I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you for watching.
So not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly Connect, you can integrate many more applications. So if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this website. And if you find our videos helpful, do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.